like Gilbert Arenas is wasting no time in opening up about Jayson Tatum returning back to the basketball court. Not only just him returning, talking about somebody I know very well that is one of my classmates I went to high school with, Drew Hanlon, man. So Drew Hanlon is a profound NBA trainer. He trained the likes of Joel Embiid, Jayson Tatum, and many other NBA superstars. Gilbert Arenas weighed in on the return of Jayson Tatum. Now, Jayson Tatum, it was a lot built up. It was kind of an emotional moment in Boston. And I'm happy that JT back. JT's a hometown hero here in my city of St. Louis. And everybody looks up to him. And it's great to see him back on the court. Now, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into this story. Check out what Gilbert Arenas had to say about JT coming back. And let's roll it right now, man.
Time to get the full JT back. But I'm happy that he's back. But, you know, just like as a hooper, you know, as a family friend, I'm scared, you know.
Why you say that?
You know, you just, you know, when you know, like if it says 10 months, take 12, right? Give yourself 60 more days, right? You know, more time helps, right? So young, right? You know, there's a generation before you, 2 generations before you, right? Me, you know, my era with, you know, we had the microfracture surgeries.
Yeah.
And the microfracture surgeries for athletes, the percentage rates of that athlete going back to where he was before he got injured, 0%. That means not one of us returned to form, right? It took all of our superpower. So for a generation that lost to injury because we were trying to rush back and all that, now it's like, yo, take as much time as possible, right? You got to think about, you know, not right now, but 15 years, right, of a career, right? You still got 8-10 more years in this league, and you know you want to be as healthy as possible. So, you know, that's that side. Fan, hooper, glad he's back.
298 days. Some other notable names: Kevin Durant took 552 days.
That's due to COVID.
DeMarcus Cousins 357 days.
But that's right leg, so he didn't return back to form.
Chauncey Billups in 2012, 296.
Left leg, couldn't return back to form.
Kobe Bryant in 13, 240.
Left leg, couldn't return.
So I do want to show you this clip because I think that this is a clip that really stood out to me for JT in his return. You know, still a very underrated rebounder. People don't talk about Jayson Tatum's rebounding in particular, but this is off of a rebound.
Yeah, 2 foot, probably 2 foot jump.
Derek White gets the jump shot off, and it's more about the landing. You know, he goes up 2 feet, slams it, cool. Very concerted effort as to what leg is about to land first.
But that's his normal.
Right.
See, that's why I said it's not it's rare that, like, let me explain. For Achilles, right? When Achilles happen, it's when your heel drops and then goes back. So now, okay, so somebody who will be effective with jumping will be Dame and Halliburton. Right? They have to set up because it's their actual dominant leg. Meaning every time they want to push off and go, it's that leg, right? So you won't be seeing Halliburton for a while, maybe never again, jump off one leg to try to dunk, right? Dame jumps off 2, so, you know, when he comes with a little lean. But that one-legged jump is not going to be like it used to be. But so with JT, remember, it's his right leg. So if you dunk, you always came down on your dominant leg. Right, so that's what I said. 98% of his game is the same. You just start seeing like certain things where he pushes off with his right when you just do certain moves, which is rare for, you know, a lefty. For a righty. Right, so that's why you didn't see no fall in KD. There's only a few people, even with John Wall. John Wall, he tore his right, he tore his left Achilles, but he was a right-footed jumper, so he jumped as a lefty. That's why when he came back, still coming. It wasn't his traditional leg. So those are not the ones that's normal play, jumping off two, landing on that leg.
Now, Gilbert Arenas is speaking about how Jayson Tatum lands coming off a dunk. Now, this next segment of the video is him speaking about the homeboy, Drew Hanlon, man.
How JT needs to, integrate himself back into the offense.
Yeah.
One of them was potentially friend of the show, Drew Hanlon, trainer for JT, trainer for Joel Embiid, trainer for Chet. Drew Hanlon comes to the timeline and says the irony of Carmelo Anthony trying to tell Jayson Tatum how to win. The irony. Carmelo Anthony.
Isn't that his trainer too?
Carmelo Anthony responds to him and says, "Damn, Drew, heard you." And then that's when Drew Hanlon goes into this spiel about, how he studied Carmelo and all these different things. Mm-hmm. But he does say, my tweet wasn't downplaying how good he was as a player. It was addressing Melo's comment suggesting JT needed to take a back seat in order to win. JT is a champion and 14-6 in playoff series. He knows how to win. Just think the media, especially former players like Melo, who knows JT rock with him, should be celebrating the fact that JT has worked his ass off to give himself a chance to get back on the court this season instead of dropping hot takes.
That's not a hot take. I'm friends with Drew, right? I know Drew. I'm just gonna be honest. I love his work, what he's been doing, because you can see the progression in some of these players that he works with. It's not a hot take whatsoever. It is what I call, sometimes you read in between the lines deeper than you should, right? You can look at it the way you look at it, or you can look at it from Melo can say that from experience of him, players he's played with, players he's seen, that off of injury, when they come back, they try to come back as the same player and not fit into what the team has been doing to win, and we end up losing, right? So all he's going off of is the experience of what he has went through, what he has seen, and it's more of, hey, don't, you know what I mean? You got to be mature about this. Don't come back, you know what I mean? Saying, hey, this is my ship, this is my team, and then everybody else fall back in line. So I look at it like that. It's more of wisdom than it is like if you're not coming back mature, like you can't look at it negative and say, well, Woody, how do you know anything about winning? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying if you come back with the attitude, this is my team, you ain't gonna win shit. That's how you gotta look at some things. I think sometimes people look at things as always an attack on the player.
Yeah.
Especially if it's coming from a formal, right? Like me, I can tell you everything not to do inside of an organization, right? I can tell you that, right? So, sometimes you got to look at it like that. Like, if a guy is not successful and he says, don't do this, that's from his experience. Don't do it. Don't do that, right? I'm not telling you that's who you are. I'm telling you that's who I am. So don't do that if you're trying to be successful. JT's a winner. Melo, and listen, I look at winning like this.
JT is a winner, man. Say what you want. I feel like we all should respect Carmelo Anthony's opinion about it. He's an NBA legend. I'm pretty sure he's very familiar with all these different set injuries that these players are getting nowadays. I blame it on the shoes. A lot of it got to do with the shoes. But shout out to them. Be sure to like the video, hype the video. I am John the Liquidator. This has been another episode of the Liquidator Report. And until next time, man, peace out.